You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 699.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show, the view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Boswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of March 9th, 2026.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Put your light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, everyone survives when a small plane crashes into a house in Arizona shortly after calling ATC for help.
We're going to come back in. We're having some engine trouble.
And no explanation for what damaged the radome of a flight in Indonesia. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and lock positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 699 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter currently at the number one all-news station in the nation, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in
New York City!
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. Yeah, you. I'm Captain Jeff, former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain, and joining me from his Garden View studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dog photographer, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Atlantic Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Hello there, Jeff. Lovely to be back on, he said, wiping the Guinness from his moustache. APG 699. Now, today we can talk about the de Havilland Comet C2 registration X-ray Kilo 699, named Sagittarius. It was the only comet to spend its entire life in service with the Royal Air Force. It operated from 1956, I was 2 years old then, until 1967, and was then used for ground training for nearly 20 years. The front section is all that remains, sadly, but it can be found at the Boscombe Down Aircraft Collection, which, funny old thing, isn't at Boscombe Down. But, Boscombe Down is the test pilot centre here in the UK. So it's aircraft that served with Boscombe Down. And the actual museum is at Old Sarum Airfield in the west of England.
What did they do with the rest of it?
I don't know, perhaps it fell off. I don't know. It rotted away, sadly.
Okay.
Apparently, yeah.
It wasn't well taken care of.
Yeah. Until then, it was kind of an uplifting story, and then you had to sort of bring it down.
Well, they still got a bit of it. I mean, that's not bad, is it?
I thought it was great until Jeff had to talk about, where's the rest?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, just leave it to Jeff to bring everybody down. Speaking of bringing things down, from her studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our very own lovely producer, Liz Piper.
Here I am. Hi, boys. Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Hello.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for all the fish.
We're going to say goodbye to her right away.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to say, Liz, before you leave us?
No, just good to see everybody.
Good to see you as well.
Nice to have Nick back. Have a good show, guys.
Thank you, Liz.
Stand by for news.
All righty, we're going to start off the news segment with a video from Bass Aviation, Real Aviation Communications. Here we go. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Yep.
Deer Valley Tower, Cherokee 44 Tango, we're going to come back in. We're having some engine trouble. We haven't lost our engine, but we have low RPMs.
All right, I got 2 people calling at once on 2 different frequencies, and for the most part, it was pretty unreadable. I think one of them was RV104, number calling inbound.
Hey, Cherokee 44 Tango, we need to land on 25 right if we can. We are having some engine interference.
All right, RV04 November, stand by. Cherokee 44 Tango, runway 25 right, clear to land, say nature of emergency.
We lost engine RPMs. It's not really emergency, but we can't make it back to the field.
Cherokee 44 Tango, roger, runway 25 right or 25 left, clear to land. We're going to roll the trucks just to be safe. You said you lost engine?
No, we still have our engine, just low RPM, Cherokee 44.
Cessna 435, turn right, fly south.
Turn right, fly south.
Cherokee 44 Tango, how many souls on board and fuel remaining?
Hello?
IV04 November, I possibly have an aircraft that is down about 1 mile east of the field. So as you enter that left down, if you could look and see if you see anything, we'd appreciate it.
Hey, Roger, we'll be looking for something laying on the ground here for a room.
Not really lying.
IV04 November, extend downwind and expect further instructions.
We'll extend downwind, expect further instructions. Negative sight of anyone out here in the room.
RV04 November, the aircraft will be somewhere within a mile of your present position. He was lining up for runway 25 right. He's not answering. We don't see any smoke, but we're not sure what's going on.
Hi, Roger. We're still looking at negative here.
Cyber 9 or do Valley Pass?
Cyber 9.
Cyber 9, we have a potential aircraft down east of the field. I don't know if you're doing stuff that you're not able to stop right now, but if we could potentially get you to come down and see if you do some low-level looks, see if maybe he landed on a road or something.
Yeah, we were listening to that. I was just going to ask you if you wanted us to check. We'll head there now.
Cyber 9, affirmative. He was lining up for runway 25 right. We lost comms with him, and we lost him on radar about maybe 3/4 of a mile east of the field, just slightly north of the center line.
Okay, we'll take a look out there now. Cyber 9, we're not seeing any smoke or anything yet. I'll let you know.
Cyber 9, yeah, we're not either. We're hoping he just landed on a road or something and just doesn't have comms. So if you could just check low level, appreciate it.
You bet.
IV04 number, thank you for checking. We also have a helicopter that's going to go out. They can go a little bit lower. We're hoping he just landed on a road or something, but we'll see. RV04 number, base your discretion, runway 7 left to land.
Base our discretion, 7 left to land, 0 room.
And the Firebird Niner, it'd be around your vicinity that we last had him on radar.
Okay, we're looking Firebird Niner.
And Firebird Niner, he might have been a little bit north of the center line, so maybe a little bit north of your position.
Okay.
Say again?
Yeah, Firebird 9. We got a call on the police radio, maybe in a neighborhood on Parkside Lane, just east of Cave Creek Road. We're going to go look over here.
Firebird Niner, roger, just keep us updated.
Will do. Tower Firebird 9.
Firebird 9, develop tower.
Okay, yeah, we've got the plane here. It's into a house. Right at our current position right now. We do have fire department and police responding.
Cyber 9, roger, thank you so much. Do you want to proceed back to the NETA or you want to stay there?
Let us stay here for just a second and then we'll probably head north.
Cyber 9, just let me know.
All 3 occupants survived with serious injuries. No other injuries reported on the ground. And there's a picture in the video of the airplane kind of resting in a near vertical nose-down position against a home and next to a very, very nice pool in the backyard. This is in North Phoenix, by the way. So let's recap, shall we? This news source is ntd.com. 3 injured after student plane crashes into North Phoenix homes. The plane's wing broke away on impact, tore a hole through the roof of a neighboring home to the east, sending fuel dripping into the attic insulation below.
Oh, boy.
Flight instructor and student pilot were among the 3 people injured, in a residential neighborhood just south of Deer Valley Airport, DVT. The crash on one home's roof sheared a wing off the plane. Okay, we talked about that. Single-engine Piper PA-28 Cherokee went down around 7:20 a.m. local time. Let's see. The plane struck two houses near Cave Creek Road, Deer Valley Drive. A baby's bedroom inside one of the damaged homes was directly in the path of the wreckage, but the infant was not in the room at the time of the crash. Thank God. Hazardous materials crews were dispatched to the scene to address the fuel leak and clear the contaminated insulation. The two occupants of the plane, along with a resident in the first home that was struck, were transported to a local hospital for minor injuries. Okay, they're saying minor here. I don't know. It looks like if you were in that airplane when it crashed, I would imagine that the injuries would be more than minor. It looks pretty crumpled up. What do you think, Captain Nick?
Yeah, they were lucky to escape with only, minor injuries, we hope. Just tantamount to, a description of how well these aircraft are built, even though it's a relatively old design. The cabin stayed nicely intact and gave them, didn't crumple in on them, which is great. The only real comment I was going to make was if you have got a situation in your aircraft that necessitates a return, and sounded like it was a fairly immediate return, I don't hesitate to declare an emergency. I mean, there's a great deal of reluctance, I feel, amongst some pilots. Like it's a sense of, I can't do that. I'll create a lot of hassle for people, or they might feel a sense of failure that they are having an emergency and they don't want to make a fuss. No, there are all sorts of facilities that are available to you once you declare an emergency. And I was so pleased that the controller effectively did it for them. So rolled the trucks and got everything prepped. Those guys sit in their fire stations all day, every day, doing lots of practices. But yeah, they're just waiting for someone to say, we got a problem, because it gives them something to do. They can climb into their flashy, huge, great big Thunderbird trucks and off they go. So, I mean, if you're not sure about it, then just declare a pan, which is, it's not like a full-blown life-threatening emergency, but it is an urgent situation for a pan. You can always upgrade it to a Mayday if the engine fails. And the lovely thing about using one of the ICAO emergency descriptors is that that's all you need to do. If all you've got time to do is to press the tit and say Mayday with your call sign, that's fine, because air traffic will instantly take action on that. Whereas, it might take a little bit longer if you unexpectedly, as far as they're concerned, disappear off their radar. So that's kind of, for me, is the big message. It's not going to cost you anything if you declare an emergency and everything's fine. Everyone will be very pleased that you got back safely. So don't feel embarrassed about it. Just get the words out, and if you have to downgrade it or cancel it, that's also fine. But do it once you're safely on the ground.
A positive effect of that is that RV flight, the RV airplane flight, kept stepping on the guy that was having the trouble with the engine. And if the guy with having the trouble, the accident airplane, had started off by saying Mayday, 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 then I think everybody would have shut up on the frequency, and he would have been able to communicate better. So let's again talk about this and practice it together. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. It's not hard, really. And you're going to have to do paperwork anyway, probably. So, you might as well just declare the emergency.
It's only a couple of months away, Mayday, as well.
I know. Exactly.
And don't you think it would have been a good lesson for the student to see an emergency well handled like that, kind of?
Yes, Liz, for sure.
Yeah, good learning point.
Yep. Okay. very good. So luckily nobody died in that one, and thank goodness that infant was not in that room that the airplane crashed into. That's ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to continue with this. Already in the lineup, paddle your own canoe.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is a follow-up to something we covered a couple of shows ago.
It is, yeah. A preliminary report is out now on an incident that occurred that we talked about shortly after it occurred in Brussels. The preliminary report, at least headline for this Paddle Your Own Canoe article starts by saying, was cabin baggage a factor in the scary near miss at Brussels Airport when the SAS Airbus A320 attempted to take off from a taxiway? Well, I don't know if it was like directly related, like, some cabin luggage somehow got in and got underneath the accelerator pedal or something. Yeah, so let's see. Passengers hauling substantial amounts of cabin bags on board an SAS Scandinavian Airlines Airbus A320neo at Brussels Airport could have been a factor in a potentially catastrophic near miss. A catastrophic runway excursion, I think, would be more appropriate. When the pilots attempted to take off from a taxiway last month, it's now been revealed. New details of the events leading up to this close call, near accident, are now available after the Belgium Air Accident Investigation Unit released its preliminary report on the February 5th incident. And while a preliminary report doesn't make any conclusions, it may give a good indication of where the investigation is heading. The accident occurred around 9:44 p.m., so it's dark, on February 5th, when SAS Flight 2590 from Brussels Airport to Copenhagen was cleared by air traffic controllers in the airport control tower to take off from runway 7 right. Rather than lining up to take off on runway 7 right, however, the pilots of the 7-year-old it doesn't matter how old it is, the A320neo attempted to take off from a much shorter taxiway that runs parallel to the runway. The aircraft reached a maximum speed of 100 knots before the pilots realized their mistake. And by the way, the prelim talks about the fact that they were doing their 100-knot cross-check, which is, I think, the standard call-out, isn't it, in the Airbus world, Nick? For us, in my aviating career was 80, but I think the Airbus uses 100. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's right.
So that's in order to check the instrumentation on the left and the right, to make sure everything is reading the same or close to the same. And so I guess the pilot monitoring calls out 100 knots, and then the pilot flying says checked or something. How does that work?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And it also sort of delineates the difference between a high-speed abort and a low-speed abort.
Okay, so now you're in the high-speed realm once that call is made.
Yep.
Okay, so at that point the call was made, they say in the preliminary report, the captain didn't immediately respond to the 100-knot call-out by the first officer, and it was likely because he was watching ahead of him the runway get very narrow and disappear.
Looks a bit odd.
Yeah. And that's when the first officer looked up and went, "This is not right," or some, I don't know the exact words, but something's not right. This is not right. Stop, 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 stop. So that's when the captain immediately initiated the abort. And thankfully, they didn't crash, which I don't know. That was probably pretty cool. I think the highest speed they reached was like 127 or something like that, or maybe even higher. I forgot exactly what the highest speed attained was, or what their J number was. Let's see.
That's a pretty impressive J number, I think.
It probably was very impressive. It was probably close to 1.0.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. I briefly perused the preliminary report. And you remember that when we were talking about this, I was kind of curious as to why they didn't just taxi back to the gate, and they went ahead and deplaned all the passengers there on that taxiway. So on page 14 from this preliminary report from the AAIU, it says the initial intention of the flight crew was to taxi the aircraft back to the gate. However, following consultation between the crew, airport operations, and the air rescue firefighting services, it was decided that the passengers would be disembarked on site and the aircraft would be towed. Although no impact had taken place, the nose landing gear was positioned immediately in front of the runway guard lights, the wigwag lights, left of the stop bar at Charlie 1, which required removal prior to towing. So I guess it was going to take some time before they could actually tow the airplane. Passengers disembarked via mobile stairs provided by ARFF. Anyway, so that kind of answers my question as to why they didn't just taxi back to the gate. So, and it goes into a lot more detail about the taxi instructions and the actual routing they took and some other factors involved in this. Nick, did you have a chance to take a look at this?
Yeah, I did take a look, and it's the kind of headline to this story that makes me cringe a little bit. What they're trying to intimate is that the aircraft was delayed out of its departure airport when it was flying into this place, and because they had to de-ice, and then we all know that takes a little bit of time. So in order to turn the aircraft round, get everyone off, clean them, and get it going again, they only had about 45 minutes, in fact perhaps even less than that, to do a complete cycle. Which some airlines would probably go, oh, it's easy, but SAS might want to do a better clean than some airlines.
That's a pretty quick turnaround, I have to say, even for the the companies that do.
So I think
quick
because they had a hard slot, I think the crew were under a time penalty there. If they had
rush.
Exactly. If they'd missed their slot, then they might have had a long delay, and they would probably just going as fast as they could. And I hate it when you're under this, and it's almost like it's self-imposed penalty, making a time slot. You go as fast as is safe, and obviously they exceeded that speed limit, their personal speed limit of getting everything done and doing it all properly, and the result was nearly absolute damn disaster. So the answer is, if you're going to miss your slot, it's not your fault. You were delayed out of your destination, your departure airport. So no one's going to point the finger at you and go, "What the hell do you think you were doing? You could have got airborne." No, you turn around and go, "No, I couldn't really." So some of this may come down to a bit of professional pride. Oh, of course we can get this. We can do this. We can do this. Let's cut a few corners, perhaps. Perhaps not do the same double checks that we would if we had lots of time to kill. I think this is a slippery slope that many crews have found themselves on, and it takes real discipline to go, no, we're not going to do this, in an inappropriate manner. We're going to do all the checks properly, dot all the I's, cross the T's, because I want to do this job for the next 50 years or 30 years. I don't want to end it today.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry I missed that. Was the main point of this, is the fact that they're kind of, as you said, intimating that they were rushing, and they were even talking about like doing an intersection, which is what they assumed they were doing, an intersection takeoff instead of using full length. And as you said, slippery slope, because we want to do the best job we can for our passengers, make that slot and everything else. But it turns out that because of the rushing and making this big mistake, they had quite a long delay, in reality. Yep. I kind of look at the same thing. You're driving in your car and you're late for some kind of an appointment, and you're going, okay, well, I'm going to go a little bit faster than the speed limit. I'm going to, and then you don't think about the fact that, well, maybe I get pulled over by the police and issued a citation, and now that I was going to be a little bit late if I'd maintained the speed limit, but now I'm going to be very late because I'm having to stop and get the citation filled out by the police officer, et cetera, et cetera. So sometimes it just doesn't make sense to push it,
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, maybe you go through a stop sign or something too.
Yeah, well, that sounds like you have some personal experience with
yeah, I do. Yeah.
issues with stop signs. Okay.
Oh, stop
We won't
signs.
go into
Yes, I
that.
remember that. Stop signs. You know what? What's
Well,
that
at least
funny
you're,
word
not
mean?
having citations more than one citation, for going through a stop sign.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Next item.
This is not a happy ending.
Oh, this is not a happy ending. Yeah, you're right. This is another video. Let's see. Shall we?
Are you ready to go?
I think so. Why don't we just play the? Should I set it up a little bit? You can leave that up there if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll leave it up.
Okay. Small plane crashes in Albuquerque, killing one and critically injuring another.
Speaking of Albuquerque, James Graves Brown.
That's right, Albuquerque. Getting to know us.
Yeah, and he's in the chat room.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, James of all. Look at that. Made it to a live recording. And James is from Albuquerque. And I'm going to talk about James and his lovely wife, Sarah, during the Getting to Know Us segment.
I'm looking for this word Albuquerque. All I can see is Albuquerque.
So many QUs in there. Yeah.
They pronounce it incorrectly, Captain. All right, so let's go back to this tragedy. Emergency landing ends in tragedy as plane crashes on New Mexico golf course. Deborah Rhinesmith, 63 years old, of Wichita, Kansas, has been identified as the person who died in Friday's plane crash at Los Altos golf course, which also left another passenger critically injured. One person's dead, another remains in critical condition after a small plane crash Friday morning. Okay, we just talked about that. New Mexico State Police and Albuquerque Fire Rescue responded to the crash just before 11:40 a.m. and found two people stuck inside the aircraft. The plane was not on fire, but had significant damage, according to the police department. Both of the passengers were taken to the hospital, where one person was pronounced dead. Second remains in critical condition. Okay. So we're showing some
there's the crash aircraft.
Pictures of the crash on the golf course, the Los Altos. What was it called? Yeah. Los Gatos Airport. Los Altos Golf Course. Okay. In Albuquerque. So we have a video. So that's the setup for you. And let me press this button here and we'll listen to the video. This is VAS Aviation again.
Commander 7 X-Ray Yankee, contact departure 23.9. Have a great flight.
23.9, 127 X-Ray Yankee, thanks.
And Albuquerque Tower, Columbia 25160 is with you on our way 8426.
That's the accident airplane.
Columbia 25160, Albuquerque Tower, good afternoon. The wind 250 at 16 gust 23, runway 26, continue.
And that's for 26160. Albuquerque Tower, Columbia 25160, we're losing power, we'd like to declare an emergency.
November 160, roger, and home navigation to the airport, 1 o'clock, 5 miles.
Navigation to the airport, 160.
Number 160, the closest airport to you is 4 miles, it's 1 o'clock.
And 160, we are looking for the airport. We've got the airport, we are trying to get there, we've got to make some partial power.
And the low altitude alert 160, the terrain in your area is at 6,000, Christian 5,700.
160, we are looking for someplace to put down.
Number 160, roger.
In other words, we're not going to make it to the airport.
Number 160, I know it's the last digit, but I-40 is just ahead and to your right.
No response.
November 5, November Charlie, contact departure 23.9. Have a great day.
That's another airplane.
5 November Charlie.
Radar contact lost 160.
Albuquerque ground, Chief 2. Chief 2, Zach. Ground. I'll be the incident commander for your emergency aircraft with the installation now. I understand he might not make the runway. Chief 2, negative.
Positive.
Chief 2, negative. Yeah. They may have been able to set down on I-40. Copy, understand. Do you have any current contact with the aircraft? Negative. We lost
We lost conversation with them.
Tower PD1, checking in.
PD1, Albuquerque Tower. Hey, I just had an aircraft lose power, and I lost radar on him at about the foothills of I-40. Can I get you to go check it out for me?
Just give me 1 second.
No worries. If you're on call, just let me know.
And Tower PD1, you said I-40 in the Canyon area?
PD1, if you fly heading 140, I'll call them out for you. It's about 12 miles away.
140, PD1. And Tower, are we looking for a Skylane, or what are we looking for?
PD1, it's going to be a Columbia, about your 12 o'clock and 8 to 9 miles. When you get closer, about 45 seconds out, we'll keep calling it out. We still have a return on the scope, but no contact on the actual aircraft.
Roger, PD1.
And PD1, the last hit on the target we have is at your 12 o'clock in about 2 miles, and they were in a southbound turn, trying to make 40 from there. So I don't know if they're east or west from there.
Okay, so 2 miles current location, and they were trying to make 40.
Yeah, they were trying to put it down. They couldn't make it to the field, so they were trying to get down. Said they were looking for 40, but yeah, we don't have any eyes on.
Roger, PD1's in the area.
Yeah, as you need, you can go east or west, whatever you need.
Roger.
And Tower PD1, we're getting reports of on our side now, Eubank and I-40. Okay, it's going to be, okay, we've got it. It is going to be down on the golf course. We have officers out with it. And stand by. It's, I'm looking now. I'm trying to get a better look for you.
Right, thank you.
And it is down hard for PD1.
Ooh. Not what you want to hear.
1 fatality and 1 serious. We have fire going on scene now. We're trying to get better update for you.
Roger.
And I will get, and I'll get you exact GPS coordinates here in a second, but it's my location.
Roger. Yeah, and then I guess for any more updates, just, I guess if you need to call the tower, we can do that, or it's not up frequency.
Roger, PD1.
I guess because they realize that this is all being recorded.
Yeah.
All right.
57's off the pad, transition highway 25 over to the south side of the airport.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 7 Albuquerque Tower.
I don't think there's really anything else on the video that, contributes to what happened here. But it seems like it's a common theme when general aviation, private airplanes lose, especially single engine ones, they lose engine power. At first, they seem to think that they're not going to have a problem making it to an airport or whatever, gliding distance to whatever they need to get to. And then almost always it seems that they're dropping a lot faster than they anticipated and realize almost immediately that they're just not going to make it. And they have to put it down somewhere. These things don't glide very well unless they're a glider. But they kind of drop like a brick. And in the first instance on the new segment here, we had a more favorable conclusion. This
outcome,
one was not so great. 1 fatality and 1 serious injury.
Yeah, it really is rolling the dice, trying to put it down. Unless you've got a nice bit of farmland, if you're anything approaching a built-up area, even a golf course is, it's not a friendly place. If you're lucky and find a long, straight fairway, you might be all right. But don't forget, of course, there are a whole bunch of golfers out there, quite likely. So, you could end up killing someone else. So someone on the ground, which would be awful to have on your conscience. Yeah.
All right. Sad situation. I guess we should just continue on with some more news. This one is from the Aviation Herald. It's a final report regarding and we've talked about this several times. Yeah. United Boeing 737-8 MAX Registration 27290, performing flight 2477 from Memphis, Tennessee to Houston Intercontinental in Houston, Texas. With 160 passengers, 6 crew. They landed on runway 27, slowed to taxi speed. Well, not slow enough. About 30 knots.
In inverted commas, taxi speed.
Exactly. Prior to attempting to turn right off onto the last taxiway, however, they skidded and went straight after turning about 45 degrees and came to a stop on soft ground on the runway, actually partially off the runway, with the left main gear collapsed. And there's a picture that we're showing in the video that we'll have in the show notes of the resting spot of this 737-8 MAX. So let's see, the final report was issued on the 5th of March, so a week ago, by the NTSB. The captain's decision, so the probable cause was the captain's decision not to establish and maintain deceleration devices in accordance with the company training and standard operating procedures. So 27, just to remind everybody, is a very, very, I think it's the longest, or if it's not the longest, it's a very long runway there at Houston Intercontinental.
Got a diagram up.
And okay, so we're looking at the satellite view of runway 27, and as I said, very long runway. And then you can see they wanted to continue down as far as they could down the runway and take that last taxiway exit. And it's not a high-speed exit; it's a 90-degree taxiway off
which
of
is
the
very significant.
Runway. Yep. Had it been, if they'd, I think that if they'd tried one of the two high speeds prior to that one, they would have been in a lot better shape. But I think that the captain was thinking, well, we can just go all the way to the end and turn right and go right into the ramp and to our gate. And it'll work out well.
It didn't work out.
It did not work out well. Let's see. The captain stated, let's see. Let me rejoin the narrative here. The impact resulted in separation of the left main landing gear. Post-accident examination of the airplane found nothing anomalous that precluded normal operation of the landing gear and the wheel braking system. Furthermore, the flight crew reported no anomalous operation of the auto brake system, the speed brake system, or the thrust reversers during the landing rollout. The captain stated that, and the flight data recorder data confirmed that he retracted the speed brakes. I like to call them speed bakes, but they're actually speed brakes. About 6 seconds after landing in order to turn off the auto brakes. Okay, so the speed brakes came out automatically, but he kind of popped the handle and retracted the speed brakes about 6 seconds after landing so that the auto brake system wouldn't come on because he wanted to go quickly down the runway all the way toward the end. By not using maximum reverse thrust upon touchdown and by turning off the auto brake shortly after landing, the captain failed to follow multiple company SOPs that would have assured deceleration of the airplane. The captain delayed application of maximum manual wheel braking after turning off the auto brakes, and the airplane remained at high speed as it neared the end of the runway. Speed brake deployment increases wing aerodynamic drag and reduces wing aerodynamic lift, which is very significant, by the way. That just spoils the lift. That's also another word for those speed brakes are spoilers, spoiling the lift on the wing. Puts more weight on the landing gear system and gives more effective braking. By stowing the speed brake shortly after landing, the wheel brakes were less effective in decelerating the airplane. Had the captain used timely and effective manual wheel braking with the speed brakes deployed, the airplane would have been capable of decelerating to a safe taxi speed before exiting the runway. The flight crew did not conduct a thorough briefing of the airplane's landing performance when the captain changed the auto brake setting from 2 to 1, so he decreased the amount of auto brake system pressure, I guess. Furthermore, the flight crew did not effectively discuss potential threats such as the wet runway condition. Oh, I'd forgotten that it was a wet runway. Yep. Appropriate threat mitigations in an arrival briefing. When the captain changed the auto brake setting to 1, the first officer accepted this deviation from the established auto brake SOP without further discussion, missing an opportunity to exhibit good crew resource management by discussing potential risks associated with this action. Lastly, A thorough arrival briefing could have identified and reminded the flight crew of a paved blast pad within the normal runway safety area, RSA, at the end of runway 27. This blast pad and RSA infrastructure provided an opportunity to decelerate to a safe taxi speed for a full stop on paved and non-paved obstacle-free surfaces instead of attempting to turn onto Taxiway Sierra Charlie at high speed. That's that 90-degree exit off the end of runway 27. All right, so what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, once you deviate from what is the normal procedures that you have practiced hundreds, if not thousands of times, you're putting yourself in what is probably pretty much unknown territory. So he might have tried this trick before, I don't know, but certainly it would have been well outnumbered by the frequency, the number of normal landings he did using normal techniques. And I suspect that he had in his mind how the aircraft decelerates when he does a normal landing. And the fact that he went, okay, I'm just going to delay all the deployment of these devices or retract them and roll the airplane down to the end of the runway. He now goes, well, I'm in unknown territory. I'm going to rely entirely on my own assessment of when it's appropriate to start braking. And on a wet runway, his judgment was poor because he didn't give himself nearly enough room to recommence braking. And I wonder, for the time he would have saved from doing a normal landing deceleration to, say, 30 knots or 40 knots, take everything out then and trundle down the runway at that comfortable speed and then start braking with 1,000 or 1,500 feet to go, he probably would have made a much better fist of it. But that is the problem when you move away from SOPs. He might have successfully done this trick before, but it was perhaps on a dry runway, and he thought, oh yeah, I know just how the brakes are going to work. This is going to be fine. But of course, it didn't happen, and it's so easy when you've got no alternative now, because there's nowhere for him to go really, except into the sort of overshoot of the runway, into that paved area that goes beyond the piano keys to try and stop the airplane. But to do a 30 or 40 knot handbrake turn on a 90-degree taxiway. Well, put it this way: I know I was flying much bigger airplanes, but our maximum speed for going a 90-degree turn was less than 10 knots. So he skidded, and as soon as he was off the paved surface at the speed he was going to wreck the undercarriage, which is what he did. So, this was completely self-induced to save, 20, 30 seconds perhaps. Was it really worth it? Well, obviously not. He's got this huge black mark on his career now.
Yeah.
I really feel sorry for him, but this is completely self-induced, I'm afraid.
Wasn't this, I thought when this initially occurred, wasn't there some discussion about some maintenance done to the auto brake system and the lines being...
I think in the preliminary report, they kind of mentioned that. And you guys thought that's where they were going.
It seems like they were kind of going toward some kind of a mechanical issue with the auto braking system and everything else. But I guess after... thorough
they seem to dismiss that.
Yeah.
Another factor, I was just quickly perusing this article here and this is referring to the preliminary report that was first issued. A tower controller, the FO made a request to approve a landing roll to the end of the runway, and tower controller approved it and instructed them, keep your speed up. So that's when the captain changed the auto brake setting from 2 to 1. That was, I guess, another factor is like, hey, let's just roll, ask him if we can go to the end. Yeah. That's approved. Just keep your speed up. Okay. Now he's trying to help out, right? You're trying to, keep the runway use to a minimum so that maybe some landing traffic behind them can land. And turns out that the landing traffic lined up on final had to go around. Actually, several of the airplanes had to go around because of this. They closed the runway.
I think the phrase false economy comes into play.
False
here.
economy. Yeah, it's a good phrase, Liz, for sure. How, if we had a crystal ball and knew exactly what what impact our decision is going to have, maybe we would reconsider this kind of thing. But
I mean, it does also remind me that civilian airports don't have distance-to-go markers, generally speaking. I mean, some do. But if you've got a countdown of distance boards, you've got a much better clue of how much their room you have to brake and turn off. Because this guy was doing over 70 knots with, 1,000 feet to go. That's way too much.
Yeah, even on a dry runway, that's pushing it.
Yep.
Here's another one from the Aviation Herald, and this is a mystery for sure. This is an incident. Garuda, Boeing 737-800, registration Papa Kilo Golf Fox, performing flight 176 from Jakarta to Pekanbaru, Indonesia. Departed Jakarta's runway 25 right, climbed to flight level 340 en route, landed on Pekanbaru's runway 36, completing a seemingly uneventful flight. Seemingly. Post-flight inspection revealed damage to the radome, however.
Nothing to see here.
No.
Nope.
I mean, so we're showing the picture in the video right now. And
it's from one side. It's like a side.
Yeah, it's only on the left side of the aircraft, of the radome. And it's a pretty good impact, it appears.
Yeah.
Does not look like a normal radome collapse from air pressure or hail or any of that. It looks like he's driven into a truck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or a wingtip of another aircraft, winglet. But it does not, or the side of a building, except I don't think, you can't reverse away from in one of these airplanes very easily.
You can't miss that on your walk around before you take off, right?
I was assuming they did one.
Well, that's right. That's the point. Right?
That's like, okay, well, how in the world could you possibly miss that? And then, if it happened after the pre-flight walk-around inspection and it happened during the flight, would you not notice?
Yeah.
Something.
Well, the sea-off crew would have had to have been all blind men to have, to have not spotted that. So I'm going, well, I'm pretty convinced they must have hit something on the taxi in. I can't think what else it might have been. But again, how you hit something and then continue to taxi without, having
really
it stuck
weird.
to the side of the airplane or hit the wing, because I've no idea how.
Maybe he hit that jetway briefly and then kind of turned it to the right really quickly and only got the radome. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
that because that jetway
yeah.
would be about that height. Yes, that's a good thought, Jeff.
I don't know.
I was thinking, I wonder if the radar worked during the flight. He was going, it's funny, no, my radar's not working. I wonder why my radar's not working.
the antenna seems to be stuck in one position.
Yeah, stuck
don't know
antenna.
Why.
Mr. Graves Brown has a comment.
Oh, Mr. James Graves Brown says, not spotted that? Stevie Wonder could spot that. Okay, good point, James.
Yeah, absolutely. He would have made a great sea-off crew.
Yeah, and Steve Simpson says, is there damage on the nose wheel door too? I don't
know. It just says off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It said another word there in front of it.
Yeah.
Off.
It's broken off.
That part is broken off.
Yes.
It's been censored.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's going to be. I wonder if we'll find out.
I don't know. I have a feeling we won't.
No, I think Garuda. No, I don't think we're going to find out.
It's going to be hush report.
That would be nice to know. That's for sure. It doesn't say anything on this about it says the airline reported the cause of the damage is still under investigation. I don't know, by the airline or by some kind of a an investigatory agency or whatever. If it's just the airline, then I'm pretty darn sure we're never going to know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Neil it's about the jetway, I think.
Oh, Neil in our live audience says, why is that beeping getting faster and faster? Oh, it stopped now. Oh, good.
We could we maybe could write a script for the APG players around this at some point.
Absolutely. If somebody wants to write a screenplay for us, we'll be happy. The APG players will be happy to indulge. Let's see. James says Stevie Wonder has taken the lead on the investigation. Okay.
Good luck with that, Stevie.
Now, speaking of mysteries, this is
speaking
your
of
segue.
mysteries. Oh yeah, this is probably one of the biggest mysteries in this century so far. Again, from the Aviation Herald, this is regarding the crash of the Malaysia 777-200 over the Gulf of Thailand on the 8th of March in 2014. So let's see, that's like 12 years ago.
Yep.
Wow. The aircraft went missing that day or that night, and we haven't seen much of it. Now, there have been reports, I think, over the years of little parts, bits and pieces of it showing up with serial numbers associated with that airframe, but there really hasn't been confirmed as far as I can recall. No. So I guess at some point, let's see, last year.
Very at the end of last year, this company undertook another.
Okay, so this company called Ocean Infinity was going to start the search for the missing aircraft on December 30th of 2025.
Right.
Let's see, the ministry will pay only if the aircraft. Okay. So I guess they did engage in a search for MH370. Let's see, they wanted to cover another area of 15,000 square kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean. So I guess they proceeded with that, but then they just announced on the 8th of March, so just 4 days ago, that the new search has concluded without finding the aircraft. So I think, for all intents and purposes, I think that everybody's just finally throwing up their hands and saying, we give up. We don't know what happened to this thing. And it's going to remain a mystery, I guess, until maybe we get some kind of technology in the future that will help aid in the investigation and figure out exactly what happened to this thing. I don't know.
Yep. At least it was sort of no find, no fee. So It didn't cost the governments or the airline or anyone anything except the company that undertook to do another search. That I suspect they were going to get a pretty big reward if they had found it, but sadly their gamble did not pay off.
Nope. So I guess they took a couple of months.
Because we would have loved to have known what happened to it. A bit like Amelia Earhart, when you finish finding that one, can you have a look for her, please?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the moral of the story is just don't fly airplanes south of the equator, Well, they disappear.
Uh-huh.
I think the Australians going to be a bit annoyed.
Well, I know. I mean, except for Australia and New Zealand, of course. And all the other countries in Africa that are south. Well, never mind. Let me just scratch what I said about
South
the
America.
Okay.
Haven't had a lot of Bermuda Triangle disappearances lately.
That's true. Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle, the whole mystery thing must have been solved because we don't really hear much about the Bermuda Triangle anymore.
No.
Okay. Well,
let's get to know you guys then.
Okay, let's get to know us. Here we go. Getting to know us. It's that segment of the show where we kind of figure out, we do. It's kind of a show and tell. We figure out what we've been up to between episodes. All right, well, Captain Nick, we missed you last week. Sorry you weren't able to join us, but I think you were busy with familial obligations.
Family duties. You're quite right. It was my loved one's chance to get old and catch me up because our birthdays are 6 months apart. So for 6 months, I'm the old one. And then she comes along and joins me at the same age. So, this was her chance to catch up. And it's not a birthday for her; it's a birth week. I don't think I don't think her mother's time in hospital lasted a whole week, but thank God. Anyway, so it was probably just a day. Anyway, we got the family together. So there's my 2 sons, the ugly one and the handsome one. And
well, the ugly one is the one that looks like you?
Well, I don't know which one looks like me.
Oh, come on.
Are you kidding me?
Don't be mean. Don't be mean to my... he's my eldest, and he will inherit all my wealth and everything, and my name and my title, of course.
Oh, yes, Sir Nicholas.
Yeah, exactly right. The other one is a bodybuilder and ex-death metal drummer, and it looks like he's eating something very brown and soggy. So, no, we had a lovely meal down at the pub, our local,
This is
which
your local.
was
Okay, cool.
great. Jilly seemed very happy with her birthday present, so that all worked a treat. And as her birthday event, I took her to, this was going to be her big birthday thing, to the Royal Horticultural Society Gardens at Wisley, which is halfway between us and London. And it was just a Thursday and nothing special. It was a nice enough day. It was relatively warm and, reasonably sunny. And we drove down there, and about 5 miles before, we joined this queue of cars. And I was going, where all these cars come from? Because normally, you just drive in and park, and there might be a few hundred people there. But I am not kidding. There was every man and his dog was on the road to go to these gardens.
To see
and
Julie.
I don't know whether it was because Mother's Day is coming up, so they all decided to go there and buy some flowers or dig up some flowers for Mother, or what, or they were taking their mothers. But when we eventually struggled through, there's a lot of roadworks around that area because they're redesigning a motorway junction. And got to actually Wisley, there were people there going, no, you can't come in because the car park's completely full. And we got to the overflow car park, and they said, no, you can't come in because the overflow car park is full. And we carried on down the road for about another mile, and then there was this huge field full of vehicles, and we were going, what the hell? And Julie's going, well, I want to buy lots of plants for my birthday. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the big plant sale and buy lots of exotic things for the garden. And we can't carry them all this distance. And I said, what do you want to do? And she said, go home. So, having spent over an hour.
Happy birthday, dear.
Yeah, exactly. Getting there. We just carried on out of the car park and joined the queue going out, and went home. But I did have the little bright spark, since it was nearly lunchtime, to go and stop at a pub on the way home, and we had a nice meal to make up for it. But I still haven't.
You'll have a comment.
Helicopter or balloon? Well, yeah, you're not going to get me in a helicopter. A balloon would have a better chance of finding the place, I think, yes.
Hopefully you didn't have to pay for parking.
Well, no, we didn't. No,
Good.
we didn't. There's only entrance to be paid. But so that was a bit of a pain. So sadly, I've still got to organise that, actually. Waiting for the weather to improve, because the weather has got really cold and wet.
So whose fault was all that?
windy.
Was that yours, Captain Nick?
Well, I don't think so, because we picked a weekday, where
You'd have
no
thought.
one,
Right.
we'd have thought. But there must be so many stupid old retired people with nothing better to do than go to these gardens.
I hate those people.
And every time we've gone, you have to be a member. You can pay a big fee and go in, but normally it's all the RHS members. So go. Anyway, we still haven't found out why it was so busy, but I'm going to have to try and reorganise that. So I'm going to make a note on my palm now to do that.
They must have heard that you and Jilly were going to be attending.
Perhaps they were all there to meet us. Yes, you thought they would have reserved us number one parking spot, though, wouldn't you? So, rather than making us go into
to tell you.
The overflow of the overflow. It was, so that was a bit of a shame. Now, I mentioned a few weeks back, and this is just an indictment of the world we live in, but I hit a pothole in Jilly's Volvo, her beautiful new car, and wrecked a tyre and had to have it replaced at great cost in a local garage. 3 weeks later, Jilly's driving around.
What you can do, I can do better.
Exactly. And she wrecks exactly the same tyre. I mean, it's a brand new tyre that's just gone on. And so now we're one each. So that was just a pain in the backside. That really was.
You need to get some, not the low-profile tires. You need to get those big, puffy ones, right?
Well, I don't know if you can put ordinary tires on them.
Well, you'd probably have to change the whole wheel.
Yeah, you probably have to buy new rims.
Expensive.
Neil's asking.
Exactly.
No,
it wasn't.
Pothole.
It was about the same size, but in the middle of Petersfield as opposed to my local village. That's even worse because that's the town where the local government have their offices and things. So Jilly taken pictures of it, and she is.
Well, at least you kept it local.
Yes, indeed. So we didn't have too far to go. So that's been a bit of a nightmare. Other than that, my life continues without any problems whatsoever.
Good.
We're doing fine, thank you.
Good. You're staying healthy and all that?
Well, no, not really. My back's playing up. So there's a chiropractor has opened a practice in the village, which I can pedal to. And I'm going, oh, that's rather nice. So I phoned them up and I said, do you do back massages? And they said, yes. So a couple of days ago, I went and lay down on a massage table, and a very nice young lady called Bo pummeled me to within an inch of my life. And I came away. She said, you're going to feel very sore tomorrow. And she was right. But now it's feeling a little better, which is good, isn't it? That's nice.
Very good. Hang on. Let me see. I'm going to share something with everybody here. Go ahead and share that, Liz, if you'd like.
We got the pothole movie.
It's time for everyone's favorite springtime game. Guess how deep that pothole really is. Well, at least this didn't happen, what we're seeing on screen.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I do love these videos of people going through flooded roads. And I say the only reason I love them is when you're going through a flooded road, the last thing you do is attack it like a madman, because you don't want to build up a bow wave that's going to flow inside and over your engine and get sucked in by the air intakes and break your car. You get to go nice and steady and nice and slow. But I just laugh at all these people that try and do 30 miles an hour through a huge flood, and then the car stops about 10 seconds later. Oh my God. Don't people know anything? You do wonder, don't you?
You do. You do. Let's see. James in our live audience says that sounds like the bone marrow massage that Sarah received in Japan. Bone marrow. That does not sound pleasant.
You're going to massage a bone? Which bone are you going to massage?
No, I think you're thinking of maybe Thailand. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe.
Moving on rapidly.
Let's see. Okay. Yes. Let's move on.
Captain Nick has to do the 2 cover arts.
Oh, that's right. We have some cover art to cover before we move to some other.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick with you. You didn't do the artwork. I've got to do 2 because you couldn't be bothered to do it.
Because, you're the expert and we didn't know what to look for. We don't understand any of this and how your mind works.
It's so hard. Right. Yeah. Okay. So this is from a couple of shows ago. I have no longer got a record of what the suggested titles were, but we settled on the gummy bears, particularly the ones that are infused with
THC.
THC? What's that stand for?
I don't know.
Trichloride. It's
something.
It's
the stuff that's in marijuana.
Hallucinogenic marijuana stuff.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, these are the marijuana sucking crew. So gummy bears were the subject, and we got Jeff there, top left.
I have a lot of them.
Who actually looks very realistic. I thought he's got more gummy bears than you could shake a stick at.
Exactly.
Nick is on there on the right, and I've only got a couple because I'm
two-fisted.
Yeah, I am. I've got one in each hand. AJ, bottom left, is driving a damned gummy bear racing car, which I mean,
he looks like he's a giant
fantastic.
Gummy to me.
He does. He is a giant gummy, and then we've got a very yellow-looking Liz, who's in her winter woolies, with her maple leaf on her left breast.
Okay.
So
right
there you go. And so that was the
nice detail.
I like her microphone
it's not
too.
StreamYard.
Kind of a retro look.
Oh yeah, very good. No, it's not StreamYard. It's Jackyard, and we'll look at that in detail in a second.
Jackyard.
So there we go. Look who the Jackyard is. Our streaming service is provided by
it's our
penguin.
Jackass penguin.
Yeah, Jackyard.
Okay. Very cool.
And if you look at the red gummy bear, can you see something on its face?
69.
Oh, look, it's the show number. 697.
Yeah, there's the show number.
There it is.
On the face of the red gummy bear.
Okay. That is subtle.
Cuddling.
I didn't get it.
I didn't see
You
that
didn't
either.
get that? Oh, Liz. And I even give you the...
Now, this one I got.
I don't understand this.
Now, in the background, there was the logo, and it filled the entire screen. So what I did was I made all the stuff in front go a bit transparent so you could see the logo in the background. But if you go back to the original picture, please, Liz, you can see it sticking out.
Barely. I mean,
you can just to the left
right
and right,
left.
the wingtips by our elbows.
A little bit higher, right there.
Yeah, that's it. There's the wingtips. And if you go down the black stripe in the middle, you can
kind of
actually make out the bits
Yeah.
of the big logo.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy. I grant you that. Yes, you.
Were you drinking?
How many beers had you had when you did this?
Actually, the nice thing about not flying anymore is I don't have to, worry about drinking and flying.
Don't have to worry about that 50 feet throttle to bottle,
50
bottle
feet,
to throttle rule.
And I've never smoked, so as we go, so I'm not worried about that. Right.
Last show.
Last show.
Nick wasn't even on.
Yeah, Nick wasn't even on the show last time, but he did the artwork for us because he's a dedicated person.
So,
and
Jeff,
nobody else knows how to do it.
You explain it because it's your story, and then Nick can take over.
Okay, well, if you'll put the 698 cover art up there. So you'll recall that last show I talked about the little bit of a flying meetup that RJ, AJ, and I were involved in the Cessna 182 from AJ's Alpha Juliet's flying school up at Cobb County International Airport, McCullum Field.
And that does look very realistic. A real flying club, Cessna 172 or 182 or whatever.
And it was
suitably.
There was a little bit of green on the airplane, and we were flying along, and AJ made an evasive maneuver, and the reason for that is this very large flock of very large birds from the vicinity of Canada.
The Great White North, yeah.
Yeah, the Great White North. And and somebody had mentioned, I think we had talked about the miracle on the Hudson, because they hit some Canada geese. We almost hit some Canada geese.
Were you looking for a river, we said?
It just happened to coincide with the fact that right around the area that we almost hit these birds, if you looked straight down, it was the Chattahoochee River. And I mentioned that I like to call it the Hoochie Coochie. And so
that's not actually the name of the river?
No, that's the Chattahoochee River. That's very similar, Hoochie Coochie. I think I've shared this many times, and Linda, my ex-wife, hates me for it. One of many things, I think. And I used to call the parish that we used to attend, which is located in the Chattahoochee River,
called St. Andrews.
St. Andrew. Or St. Andrews, if you prefer. And I used to call it St. Andy's on the Hoochie Coochie. Linda really didn't appreciate that. She said, no, don't do that.
Well,
don't
other
say that.
suggestions I have included, we have a number for you.
Which was
I included that as
did.
Obviously a transmission made to you as you disappeared off radar to go and we've got a number for you.
Well, that evasive maneuver, they weren't impressed, I think.
Exactly. And balloon versus cell tower, that was a great suggestion. Blizzard skiing, that was Steph's, I think. Surprise half marathon, that would have been Steph again. Swamp rabbits, I never really worked out what that was.
Steph
that was
again.
Also Steph.
Yeah. Steph
There's a trail that they were running on or something.
The miracle on the Hoochie Coochie was easy. Right, now, details on this.
Yes.
Okay. Did you find the show number, anybody? Of course not. Yeah, you're all blind. Leading edge of the wing.
Yeah.
Leading edge inboard of the strut. There you go. Can you see it now? 6, 9, 8. Okay. It's sideways down the leading edge.
Gotcha.
6, 9, 8. Yeah. Okay, got that? All right, that's that one. And what else we got? The logo is it's Flying School logo just under the window.
Oh, yeah, right there.
There you go,
under
right
the
there. Obvious standing
window?
Out under the door.
Right there.
Yeah, the
black.
The
you see
cockpit
it?
window.
On the green.
Up a bit.
Black on the green.
Oh, I got it.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, right.
You should have gone to Specsavers.
I know, I should have. And then there he is. There. I didn't think they flew.
Well, he's not so much flying as
he's
falling
jumping.
with.
He's evacuating.
He is.
That's
but
a good one,
I
Nick.
managed to make him look like the painting that everyone, because he was originally a photograph, and I sort of massaged him to make him look painterly.
He looks good. Looking good.
Anyway.
I've never massaged
And funny enough, that was
penguin. That's interesting.
Yeah. Someone's splattered on the leading edge.
Yeah, what is that on the leading edge?
That's a bird gone splat.
That's some snarge.
Oh,
yeah,
snarge.
it is. Yes.
Snarge,
Exactly. Funny enough, that bird had no head. It was an AI, a headless bird. So that's why I stuck the penguin's head on it.
No
and
reason
wings.
to lose your head over
Very
it.
good.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so that
Very
was
good, considering you weren't here for all the repartee. Very well.
I doesn't make any difference to me. Oh dear! Excellent
Okay.
fun.
So, Jeff, do you want to do RJ next?
Yeah, let's do that. So let me scroll down, and this is RJ spent a couple of weeks in Singapore, his home, before coming to the U.S. But anyway, he was there visiting family and also visiting an APG community member, Rich Fulton, and
who's a commercial pilot.
Who is also a commercial pilot who residing in Singapore. And they recorded some audio feedback. And so that's what we're going to listen to right now.
All right, hello everyone. This is RJ here. We're here at the Paulner Bra House in Singapore. Just kind of getting together with Rich here and my wife Claire. Just had a little get together, had a few drinks, and a couple, at least three and a half pretzels. Yeah, I'd say 3.5 pretzels. That's about right. Yeah, there we go. Let's finish it. So, having a little mini get-together, APG get-together here in Singapore. So, as you've heard my voice, I'm here. And then we've got Rich here. Rich, why don't you...
Hi, guys. I'm Richard, a long-time listener, living in Singapore. And this has been a great catch-up with RJ and Claire because I just happened to hear the episode with RJ a couple of weeks ago. And in fact, I was just saying to them how excited I was that he was and his wife were visiting Singapore and I actually had to replay it back twice because I couldn't believe that he actually mentioned Singapore, which was nice to hear. So I was very pleased to hear that and to meet both of them. And yes, we're having a fantastic time and really enjoying our conversations.
Yeah, and also here we have my wife Claire.
Hello, yeah, I'm here. I am not a pilot, but I am into aviation. And so we've been talking about all things aviation, from the types of flying that they do to the places that we've gone and things like Oshkosh and AirVenture. And we've invited Rich and his wife and hoping to see them there in one of the next couple of years.
Absolutely. We've had a great meeting thus far. It's probably been about a couple of hours here at at most 2 beers, no more than that.
Oh, of course, no more.
No, 2 drinks.
It's 1 for 1. So
yeah, that's
the
right.
math is not really possible to do.
As you can hear, we've got people around us who have
witnesses.
As witnesses, that's right.
We're just going to edit that, Captain Jeff. Don't worry.
That's right. We'll get that up. Yeah, 2 drinks, no more than that, nothing more than that. Cheers. We've had a great time here thus far. We've met quite a lot of people, a lot of fun people around us. We actually met a good couple here earlier who were from San Diego, of all places, and we had a great conversation. A lot of interesting things that they said, and they were also medallion members at Acme Airlines, so that was very nice, and they were very happy to meet another Acme pilot. I originally did come here with 3 different Acme Airlines trading cards, which I meant to give to Rich. Unfortunately, because of those people who were here, high-value customers, I had to give 2 of them away, and Rich got stuck indeed with the mighty 717 trading
I'm not
card.
sure if I would say I got stuck. I think I got very lucky. I wish we could have a video, or at least it will show a photo.
We will show a photo, yes.
So you can all see, but I'm very impressed with the Acme Airlines. It's just amazing. I'm very, very thrilled by that.
Yes.
So thank you, RJ. That's
You're very welcome. You're very welcome indeed.
Amazing.
Yes, it's been a good afternoon thus far, and do you have anything else to add here, Rich?
Oh no, I'm just like I said, because I've been a long time listener and really enjoy being part of the show. Really, I feel like it's one big happy family. And then to see RJ and his wife Claire, it's just been such a treat for me. So, like I said, like RJ said, we've only had 1 or 2. So,
as everyone else around us agrees. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I'm very grateful to have you guys here and be able to spend this time and expand this community of the APG around the world. And so here we are in Singapore. So it's just been fantastic. Look, hopefully we'll see a lot more of you, and I certainly look forward to going to Oshkosh.
Absolutely.
And coming to see you guys. So
thank you.
It'll be great.
That would be amazing. Claire, would you like to say any last words?
No. I don't really have anything else to say at this time.
Yeah, no worries.
Lots of fun, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about, we just got back this morning on a red-eye from India. So I was just talking about a little bit of confusion between what day it is and where we are and what time. And I was tired this morning, but I am so glad that I came this afternoon. There was a chance of me not coming. There was a chance of me sleeping and RJ just coming. And I rallied, and I'm super glad I did because it was really fun.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes, indeed. All right. You have to do the honors, Rich, of getting us back to the studio. So
I can do that, and welcome back. So back to you, Captain Jeff.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you very much. See you in a bit.
Thank you. I got it. Wow. Sounds like they had a great time, and still trying to figure out who that guy is in the photo. I'm thinking maybe that's the guy, the husband of the couple from San Diego.
Well, okay. So no, just a second here. They actually got together 2 days. Mm-hmm. This first picture, you'll notice RJ's wearing this shirt that he's got on. Well, they got on so well the first day. They got together a second day. And that's when Rich's wife came. She wasn't there the first day. That's Rich and his wife, and Claire's there again. I don't know who this dude is, but they had a 2-day meetup, like two different days.
I think that's Rich Fulton's wife's boyfriend.
Tennis instructor.
Yeah, tennis instructor. Just kidding, of course.
Clarify that for us, guys. Who is this gentleman here?
So Liz was saying that that was actually two separate meetups, 2 separate days. That's why RJ. At first, I thought
I assumed he just spilled a pint of beer over.
I was just going to say the same thing. That's what happened. Actually, he spilled the beer all over his shirt, so he had to change and do that T-shirt. Yeah.
No, they got on so well. They wanted.
They got on so well. The two couple, or these two guys, that they decided to bring their wives in and to enjoy all the hilarity and interesting, fascinating conversation about airplanes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Long-suffering wives.
Long-suffering wives, yes, for sure.
Anyway, that was great. They recorded that. Thanks, RJ.
Yeah, thank you, RJ, for recording that. And it was nice to see APG community members from all around the world getting together. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that pilots listen to us even. That's kind of amazing.
I know, it's crazy.
All right, Captain Jeff,
all right.
what are you doing?
Let me start with not that one from last night, Liz.
Okay.
Let's see. I'd like to start, well, first of all, and I didn't take there's no material evidence of this actually occurring, but last Friday, I met up with longtime APG community member Captain Craig PICS, he's been listening to the show since he was in college in North Carolina. So it's been a number of years, and since then he is married, has 4 children, has worked for Federal Express, and now works for American Airlines. And he was on a layover in Atlanta on Friday, so I went down and picked him up, and we went over to a little bar/restaurant Thai food place called the Paper Plane, and near the airport, the Atlanta International Airport, and had a wonderful meal and great conversation as always. So it's always nice to meet up with Craig, and yeah, as I said, we didn't record any audio or take any pictures. So, but that's what I did on Friday.
Craig brought his then girlfriend, now wife and mother of 4 children, to Wings Over Pittsburgh, and they were not married at that point. They came to Wings Over Pittsburgh.
You know, back when we used to do these annual big meetups, the second one that we did was in Pittsburgh, Wings Over Pittsburgh, 2017. Where Craig brought his then girlfriend with him.
Now wife,
and
Ashley.
mother of their 4 children.
Yeah.
So long time. That just proves that he's been listening for quite some time. Anyway, so that was nice to meet up with Craig. If you're listening, Craig, really enjoyed it. Hope to do it again soon. Then fast forward a few days. So I don't know, it was about a month ago, I think, is James. Yeah, he's still in our live audience right now. James Graves Brown, contacted me. It was probably more than a month ago, probably a couple of months ago. They were doing some planning for a trip to Atlanta in March. And March 10th is the day that we got together, and I got to meet up with James and his lovely wife, Sarah. Now, this is guess what? I forgot to take a photo again, and they didn't remember either, Liz, so don't get upset with me, just me.
I'm rolling my eyes here.
Yeah, but so I quickly, before we recorded today's show, I said, James, so do you have a picture of the two of you that I can show while we're talking about our meetup? The next, show that next one, Liz. That's when we were together.
At his place.
Yeah, at their place. Yeah, their lovely home.
You were in the RV.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, you were going to LA.
Yep, I was heading out to LA, I believe, at the time. And so that's a picture that we took in their lovely home. And what a beautiful couple, huh? Met up with them. They came by the apartment here, and then we walked over to Canton Street, historic Roswell, and ended up at one of the nice fashionable restaurants there. It was a nice day, a little humid, but it was not too bad. and had a wonderful meal and great conversation as always. So it was very, very nice to see James and Sarah. And so he says, I had my phone ready and in my hand, and I still forgot. Yeah. No, we didn't do any audio either, Liz.
Oh, you didn't do audio. I thought you did audio.
We could play. So, you know,
didn't
sometimes
do photos or audio. Oh
no,
my God,
but see, sometimes it's just meeting up with friends, and I don't know. I'm really bad at it, remembering to do photos and audio. And so I do apologize for that, but just put it this way. We had a great time. We had a great conversation, and look forward to meeting up with them again. Maybe this time back at their home in Albuquerque. I don't know. We'll see. And that's our meetup on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then
last night.
So I was invited. So AJ, why don't you throw that picture up there?
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
James just has a comment.
Oh, James says, always a pleasure, Jeff. We can do recording the next time. Yeah, we promise, Liz. We'll record something next time.
Thank you.
Because James is a podcast host as well. He has his own show, So you'd think that two podcasters getting together would have thought about maybe making an audio recording.
Making some content.
You'd be wrong, though. Yeah. So there's Alpha Juliet in the on the left side of that photo that we're showing right now, and then right behind him in the dark there is Ben Singer, and then over on the other side over there is a gentleman named Mark. Anyway, this is all having to do with a big meetup in Bentonville, Arkansas, from the Midlife Pilot podcast. They're doing something called the Thaden Invasion. I don't know exactly what that means. March 13 through 15, 2026 in Bentonville, Arkansas. And I was invited, by the way, to ride with Ben in his airplane out there. He left today, I think. And then Alpha Juliet will be leaving tomorrow morning to fly out to Northwest Arkansas for this Midlife Pilot podcast fly-in. What, Liz?
Steve has a question for you.
Oh, Steve has a question. Okay, hang on. Let me get to this window. Did you and AJ coordinate shirts? No, I know in the picture it kind of looks like we did, but they're actually completely different. I mean, the photo didn't do very well with the color, but that's actually blue and white, and AJ's is like black and white or something. I don't know. Oh. But no, we did not coordinate. We should have, but we didn't. So he wanted to borrow some audio equipment for them to record some stuff in Arkansas, and he also wanted to get an Acme T-shirt. So I had one of those made for him, and I delivered it to him and joined these guys in Cobb County last night. So.
Is that the T-shirt there on the table?
That is the T-shirt. I know you can't tell because you can't see the printing of it. Yeah. It's just the blue color of the T-shirt there right in front of him. Yeah. And I don't know I'm looking at this going, what am I doing? I'm like drawing on my hand with my fingers.
You're scratching your hand. I think you're going to go buy a lottery ticket.
Oh, you know what I think it is? I think the waitress taking the picture, I was like giving her the signal, like the nonverbal signal, give me your telephone number. No, that's not true. I think it was AJ that was actually taking the picture. So,
oh my God,
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I did last night.
You got a weird look on your face too.
I do have a weird look on my face, but I pretty much always have a weird look on my face.
And you didn't do any audio here either, right?
No, I didn't. No? Because it wasn't really a meetup. It was just kind of meeting to give them some audio equipment that they required, and a T-shirt that Alpha Juliet wanted to have with him to wear proudly.
James is saving your bacon here.
Oh, James says it's a Bluetooth camera remote on your palm. That's right. You're right, James. I'm remembering. That's what I was doing. Yeah. Speaking of T-shirts, and I mentioned this, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and we're hoping that we'll continue to go with this plan and have Peter Tarantelli kind of take over the responsibility for manning the APG store, official merchandise for the airline, the official merch show, Airline Pilot Guy. I did go on there and do some tweaking a little bit.
Updating.
and updating. And so we do, just as a reminder, if you want to get some, although, yeah, gosh, they're just so expensive. And the only way to make these things cheaper is for me to do the printing myself, but I'm not going to do that anymore. That was a part of my life I don't want to revisit. Yeah. I mean, Captain Nick, do you remember helping me with printing T-shirts for something? I don't know. What was that?
Very labor-intensive.
That was the Pittsburgh thing, I think, that we were printing T-shirts, right? Yeah, the Wings Over Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in 2017. Yeah, it is very labor-intensive for sure.
There's pretty competitive prices on Teespring.
Really?
I mean, considering that most T-shirts I buy are 15 to 20 quid. That's going to be, 25 to 30 bucks.
God, it just seems so expensive to me.
It does.
I know what things cost.
To that, but
that's too much.
That's just the price of things.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll hopefully get a. What I would really love is that we come up with all these great ideas, like. The J number, like the most recent kind of little thing that we've come up with.
You could have a T-shirt that said, "What's your J number?"
Yeah, what's your J number would be a great T-shirt, along with this graphic that we're going to show when we cover the feedback here from Gus in Argentina. That would make a great shirt, I think. So, if we come up with like an idea for something or a saying or whatever, I think it'd be kind of fun to just kind of on the fly, come up with these different T-shirt ideas. So
great idea from Steve.
We're hoping to do this. Steve Simpson has a great idea. Should have a jackass on one of the shirts. Yeah. APG
should
jackass
be on all
penguin.
the shirts, like just a little in the corner, kind of just a little.
So anyway, lots of great ideas out there. We just have to make them, something actually concrete.
Bring them to fruition.
Bring them to fruition. Yes. Anyway, so we'll keep listening for maybe some updates on that. So hopefully soon.
Okay, let's quickly do the coffee fund and then do some feedback.
Okay. We're going to do the coffee fund next, right now. Here we go. Oh, I'm the one that has to push that button. Okay, here we go. All right.
Johnny, how much more coffee?
No thanks.
I love coffee. I love tea. I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Oh yeah, that's getting kind of low.
The Coffee Fund. It's your way, dear listener, to support our show financially if you have the financial resources to do that. As we always say, if you need to spend your money on things like food, shelter, clothing, flying lessons, all the important stuff in life, please don't send us anything. But if you have some extra and you want to join the wonderful people that are part of the Coffee Bar Club, you can join. You can go over to our website, airlinepilotguy.com/coffee, and learn more about it. A couple different ways to do it. One is through Patreon. We don't have any new patrons this week, but we do have the original method, the OG Coffee Fund Classic method. And we have Mazus Karim again coming in with a nice donation that he gives us every month. And also Ernest, a.k.a. MetroDoc, who is with us on our live recording right now. So thank you very much, Ernest, or MetroDoc, for your contribution. Much appreciated. Again, if you're interested in joining these wonderful people in supporting the show financially, please head over to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee and learn about how you can participate. You'll be glad you did. We will too.
We will.
Captain, incoming message.
All right, our first feedback is from Basem Aggad.
Yes,
from Jordan.
That's had some meetup with
Basem.
With Nick.
Okay.
He came to train.
Oh, that's right.
I've met Basem a couple of times.
That's right.
He was doing his upset training, and now he's in an airline.
Yeah, you had some audio, some video, I think, of the two of you.
Yes, we did last
meetup.
time.
I remember that.
At a pub near Heathrow.
Okay, cool. Well, he writes, "Greetings, APG crew. I stumbled upon this profile for a UK-based pilot named Barry." He gives us a link to an Instagram page. Between Runways, sharing his journey after he was recently diagnosed with a brain tumor. This post, which he's included a link to, resonated with me deeply, and I would like to make an APG shout-out for sharing his journey with the rest of us and the lessons we can take from the courage and grace he is showing facing such an abrupt, life-changing calamity. He will continue to be in my thoughts and prayers, and he will now be in ours as well, Basem. He says, warmest from Basem from Jordan. And then here's the post from Barry. Flying was never something I took for granted. Even after all these years, there were still moments where I had to pinch myself. This is really my job. I always felt incredibly lucky to do it and deeply proud to have made it through the constant training and earned my place on the flight deck. More than anything, I was humbled by the responsibility. Every time the door closed, hundreds of people placed their trust in us, and that's something I never stopped respecting. I was fortunate to spend the latter part of my career flying the Boeing 777, an aircraft built for long journeys and ocean crossings. Some of the most meaningful flights were personal ones, flying the girls to Disney, LA, San Diego, sharing their excitement, and quietly knowing I was trusted to get them there safely. I've also been incredibly lucky to fly other members of my family, creating memories I'll always carry with me. And yes, even the rare privilege of carrying family fuel for those in the know. For now, I've had to step away and focus on my health. That part isn't within my control. What flying has given me, though, is a mindset that still applies. Cage the chimp, understand what you're dealing with, and keep the big picture in view, even when the path ahead isn't entirely clear. As ever, aviate, navigate, communicate. Wow.
Wow.
Very poignant.
Yeah.
Very moving.
That's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Basem.
Sounds like a tragic story, though.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hope and pray that things go the best that they can go with Barry, and he'll make it through this challenge in his life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he's touched many people's lives and is continuing to do so. So thank you, Basem, for sending that in. It touched us as well. All right. Robert Thompson sent this in. This is an interesting one. Let's see. Do not use this button. I think my favorite reply was, I'm not going back to Barstow, in the Reddit thread. Okay, so I guess this was in Reddit, Delta subreddit. And the picture now Liz is going to throw up there, and you're looking in the show notes at it right now. There's a picture. I guess is this a seat back that we're looking at?
Looks like
Must be maybe for the flight attendant.
The flight attendant's station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what would be my guess.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I don't usually see these kind of switches on normal passenger seat backs.
No.
Yeah, so this must be on their jump seat. And there are several, a couple of switches, push button switches that are guarded, safety guarded. One says emergency lights, but the one to the left of it, upper left-hand corner, says do not use. And so maybe we finally found that button that no pilot should ever push.
No, this is the button no flight attendant should ever push.
Oh, this is the button that no flight attendant should ever push. Okay, so we're getting closer.
Yeah.
To figuring out what it is that the pilots are not supposed to push. But
I wonder how many have actually pressed that to see what it does.
Do it.
Probably several, I would imagine. Let's see what this does. Yeah. Interesting. Thanks, Robert, for sending that in.
I don't know.
Huh? What?
Push it again.
Yeah, try it again. I don't know. Did anything change? Anything happen?
Jeff, do you want to do Carter's one, and then we'll end with Gus's, which is great?
Okay. Let's do that. Let's skip to 6, Nick.
Yep.
Okay. This piece of feedback is from Carter Boswell. Solution to Enroute NOTAM issue, episode 690. Hey, APG crew. Well, I'll be darned. You guys actually got a representative from ForeFlight to come on the show to discuss NOTAMs and how they can be displayed on the iPad, among other things. I just wanted to reach out and tell you how much I enjoyed the episode, as well as how much I learned as far as what ForeFlight is doing to actually enhance their product. Thank you very. I don't know. Did he mean that?
Is he allowed to say that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little unfair. Anyway, thank you very much for presenting this episode and helping us listeners out with our questions and our inquiries. Sincerely, Carter Boswell. And yeah, Carter was the one that sent in his ideas for, systems and
how to solve it.
Apps and that kind of thing, how to solve this NOTAM, Enroute NOTAM issue. And you'll recall after I read his feedback, I'm thinking, well, we kind of know somebody that might know something about this. So that's how the whole thing started, with us contacting Martin and him agreeing to come on our show and talk to us firsthand about what they're doing about it over there at ForeFlight.
So thank you, Carter, for saying thank you.
Yes, thank you, Carter, for that, for saying thank you. And as Alpha Juliet would say, you're welcome. All right. And finally, we're going to end with this piece of feedback. Now, again, this is back on our show in early February. I forgot which number. But we were talking about my propensity, allegedly, to taxi at very high speeds in airplanes that I was in command of back when I was actively flying. I'm still denying anything regarding any of that.
I was a witness.
Well, I don't know, Liz. I don't think you have ever been on an airplane that I've been taxiing.
Liar.
Yeah, she has actually. Anyway, so I did like to taxi on the fast, quick side, and there was a suggestion made. I forgot who made the suggestion. Was it you, Captain Nick, that came up with this idea about the Jeff number?
We all came up with a suggestion. I don't think J number was mine, but
I don't remember exactly how this evolved. Yeah, it was a collaboration for sure. Anyway, so we came up with the Jeff number, or abbreviated J number. And so Gus from Argentina, who has been a longtime listener of our show. In fact, I've met up with Gus a couple of times, and he's sent us several pieces of feedback over the years. He was the guy that bought an airplane. I think it was is it a Cherokee, I think, that he bought here in the U.S. and actually had the thing dismantled.
Yeah, shipped in a
and
container.
Crated up and shipped from, I think, Florida to Argentina.
Yeah.
And then constructed or assembled there. And so Gus sends this in. Dear APG crew.
Just a minute before we carry on. Dana is in our chat room, and he is saying something about your J number here.
Oh, okay. So Captain Dana is with us in our live audience. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Dana. He says, I taxi at a fair rate. I've been on Jeff's airplanes with him taxiing. Mario Andretti.
Okay.
Okay, Dana.
Hey, nice to see you, Dana.
Yeah. I don't like to waste time, and I didn't do it on like tight corners or anything. Usually, it's usually
didn't
the
end
straightaways.
up off the runway.
Yeah, sometimes the nose wheel would kind of tend to lift off the taxiway a little bit. Yeah, but anyway. By the way, Dana was mentioning, I think I was reading some of the comments in our live chat earlier about the fact that this is episode number 699, and we're getting, next episode is episode 700, which is quite a milestone. And he said, are you guys doing anything? And I was going to tell you, it's kind of a surprise, Dana. I think you hosted the 300th episode at your lovely home in the Atlanta area. And we're going to go back next week to your place and have the 700th celebration. I meant to tell you. I'm sorry I forgot to get in touch with you, but I hope that's okay.
We've got 700 people coming.
700 people coming. Yeah, we're not doing that to you. We're not doing anything special. It's just another number, right? Like age, it's just a number.
We've gotten lazy in our old age.
Yeah, we're lazy. But anyway, so good to see you, Dana. And I think Pilot Pip was in our live audience as well.
He did drop in. Yeah.
Wow, all these celebrities showing up in our live audience. That's cool.
Anyway, back to Gus.
People, you should do this sometime. If you follow us on X or Facebook, producer Liz puts out these posts letting people know when we're planning on recording the show live. You should join us sometime. It's a lot of fun.
There's Pepperoni. There's Pepperoni's there. Mm-hmm.
Who? Pepperoni?
Pepperoni, sir.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and Pip just said to Dana, I'll be there for the 700th, Dana, next week. Anyway.
Back to Gus.
What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Just a reminder to everybody, a lot of times we'll be talking about pictures and stuff. But if you're listening to the audio only podcast, really, if I include some of these graphics in the chapter images, if whatever you're listening to supports that. But you can always go to the link that we have in the show notes to take you to, you can see all the articles and all the photos and everything else, especially in the Getting to Know Us segment. So just a reminder that you can see all of it there. Okay. So getting back to
Gus.
J number from Gus in Argentina. He says, hope everyone is well. This is Gus from Argentina. It's been a long time since my last feedback, but I'm still here. Today, I was listening to episode 696. To my surprise, the Jeff number was mentioned again. I assume this is a new APG standard now. Yes.
Yes.
Together with Funyuns. Oh, that's another shirt idea. And many others. That's why I decided to create the official APG J number speedometer app. What? Okay, we're displaying that right now. There's a picture of it.
Captain Nick has it on his phone.
Oh, Captain Nick has it on his phone. Wow. All right.
I've been trying to get a J number. I'm going down to the village, but I don't want to get caught by the police.
Or hit a pothole.
Watch out for those potholes.
Yeah.
He said it's not actually a downloadable app yet, but it is fully functional. It's a fully functional web-based speed indicator for your phone. And of course, the measurement unit is based on the now famous J number. I've attached a screenshot, which we're showing right now on our screen on the video. And here's a link for you to try it out. So look for this in the chapter image and also in the show notes. You'll have a link to this, and you can have it displayed on your phone as well. And you click on the little button on the bottom left there, GPS active or GPS. That's how you get the GPS to sync up with your with this web-based app, and supposedly it actually works. I think he goes into a little bit more detail here. Yes, in case you're wondering, 1.00, this is kind of like, the Mach number, like 1.0 is the speed of sound. Well, the 1.00 J number is equal to 30 knots. I did my research. Most airline standard operating procedures set a taxi speed limit of 20 knots. So I figured that a plus 50% would make sense. No, you should have gone higher. 30 knots is nothing. Let me know what you think.
Well, you can go always up to J5. I mean, that's
true.
It's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 knots. You'd be getting airborne.
Yeah.
Rotate.
Yeah. Now, my idea when we were talking about the J number is I was thinking that the J number is a ratio of your actual speed to V1 speed, which is usually up there in the 140, 150 knot range or so, depending on your airplane and how heavy your airplane is and that kind of thing. So I think that Gus is being very, very conservative with the 1.0.
But I like it. I like it very much. Yeah. I love the way he writes on the app. He said, taxiing above 1.0 J number is solely at the pilot/operator's risk.
The legal department got involved.
The legal disclaimer there, of course. Yeah, you got to be careful with these things.
That's your own risk.
I'll let you know what my J number speed is when taxiing my Piper Arrow. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I called it a Cherokee. A Piper Arrow next time. Okay, do that, Gus. I'd be interested to find out. Talk to you soon. Happy flights, Gus. And he said, P.S., you can use it in your RV, too. Okay, cool.
Oh,
I'm going to give that a try tonight.
You're going to struggle to get to J1, aren't you?
Hey. Oh. Man, you know what's funny about, and it's not interesting to anybody but me, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because you're a captive audience, right? Oh, yeah. So in my RV, it's got a pretty decently sized or decent displacement 4-banger engine in it, diesel engine with a twin-stage turbo. And I think it's fun.
3 cylinders, isn't it?
4 cylinders.
A 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the smart car. Yeah.
No. Oh, no. So my point is that it's fun for me because when I get onto a interstate highway on-ramp, especially if it's one that's kind of like a climb, an ascent up, what do you call that? A positive grade. The people that are behind me are thinking, this thing is going to be slow.
I gotta get
I'm going
past
to go
this
around.
guy.
I got to pass this guy, and I just push down on the accelerator, and not only do they not pass me, but I end up like getting ahead of them because this thing really is. It's a powerful engine, and it's peppy. So
And you enjoy that.
Can you see the shock waves coming off the front?
Yeah, and I can see that. I look in my rear view mirror and see all these cars like just crashing off the road because of the wake.
And the look of shock on their face.
Yeah, the look of shock on their face when they go, darn, that thing is accelerating pretty quickly. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, so yes, I'm going to try it out in my RV, the RVS, the Road Vessel Studio, very, very soon. So thank you so much, Gus.
We have such a creative community.
We do have a creative community, and we're still looking for comedians out there to give us little, skits like we used to get from folks like Miami Hick and Captain Jerry. Captain Jerry, are you still out there? Send us some stuff.
We love you, Captain Jerry.
Yeah. Anyway, so
maybe.
I think that's one of the things about the show that I enjoy so much is not only covering all the stuff about the incidents and accidents and that kind of thing, but also having some fun and trying to be entertaining. Trying is the key word there. But anyway,
Thanks, Gus. That was great.
Yes, thank you, Gus, and thank you everyone for sending us feedback and and joining us in the live audience. It's always a blast. So right now we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to point you over to our website, airlinepilotguy.com, where you can find out information about the crew and the community calendar and the APG store for merchandise. We have the APG library. Miss Tiffany, our legal librarian, is in charge of that.
You sure she's legal?
She does look young, but I think she's legal. Let's see.
I think you need to edit that bit.
I went in a different direction than you were intending. I'm sorry. Let's see. What else? What else do we have on there, Liz?
I think you covered it pretty much.
The Plain Tales. There's a whole Plain Tales page, and you can learn more about all the Plain Tales that the Old Pilot does, along with just information about how you can subscribe to just the Plain Tales if you don't want to have to deal with all this other stuff that we spew.
You don't want to do that.
The good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on social media. Captain Nick, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to do it.
I'm the only one here.
You're it.
Yeah, I'm going to get my extra fee for this week.
Yeah, there'll be something a little extra something in there for you. Yeah.
Good man. If you're a Facebook aficionado, then go to facebook.com/airline pilot guy. That's all one word, and you can find us there. And on X, our handle is @APG Crew. Instagram, where the artwork generally gets stuck, Instagram.com/APG Crew. And of course, if you want to see this video and watch the sausage being constructed, squished, made, flattened, stuffed full of rubbish off the floor, then go to youtube.com/airline pilot guy.
Exactly. I'm trying to find something in honor of Dana. I don't know if he's still with us or not.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm looking at all the different.
Oh no, he's gone. He's good.
Oh, he's gone.
Bye bye. Yeah.
Darn it.
He's gone.
That's a shame. All right.
Bye, Dana.
Bye, Dana. So nice to see you.
Oh, he is there. He's there.
He is here.
Do it again.
Wow. Oh yeah, I hear him. Hear him?
Wow.
All right. Let's talk about kind of a social media kind of thing, quasi-social media thing called Slack. And Hillel manages that for us. Let's see. Hillel, can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
Well, come on over here anyway. Just try not to get any water over the electrical equipment, and tell us all about Slack, please.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and plain tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel. I just have to share something. Last episode, I mentioned we were talking about taxi speeds and the app that toward the latter part of my career was introduced to kind of show you anything that somebody might be concerned about. And I'm not going to tell you who I received this from, but it's a picture or a screen capture of what I was telling you about, that you have this little orange triangle with an exclamation point in it, kind of signaling something. And this one says, "High taxi out speed." I don't know if you can see that or not.
Uh-oh.
You were caught in the
Yeah,
act.
yeah. So that, as far as you know, was something that actually was, cited.
Is this what Dana's referring to in his comment here, Jeff?
Let's see, what is... Oh, yeah. So Dana in our live audience knows something about this. We have Flight Pulse that sends a message anytime we are taxiing over 30 knots. Let me just put it this way. I received many of these little orange triangles with the exclamation points in them due to my taxi speed. Just saying. But I'm sure that Dana always keeps it on the down low. Yeah. All right. We'd also like to thank our producer, Liz. Thank you, Liz, for
well done,
doing
Liz.
all the work
Brilliant.
that you do.
Thank you.
My pleasure, you guys.
Before and
Really
after
good.
and during the show. She's awesome. We couldn't do the show without her. Well, we could. It just wouldn't be very good. And also, thanks to our live audience, live chat room.
Great job, everyone, tonight. Thank you.
Great to see everybody there. Thanks for joining us. Again, it wouldn't be the same show without you guys. It would be a lot better. And finally, we'd like to take this opportunity to wish you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care, and God bless.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the airline pilot guy.
Good day.
I used to be such a good pilot till I started APG. I opened doors for little old ladies. I helped them to their seats. Airline pilot guy, I fly America. Oh, airline pilot guy, he can land in heavy fog. I got no friends 'cause I'm always flying. I just don't have the time. But I can land this old plane. I can land it just fine. Airline pilot guy, I fly